We recorded.
Hey, welcome to the No U-Turn podcast. I'm here with one of the coldest young creators I know from the Paint brand, my boy Paint Boy Gav. What intro you on here, man?
Let's play that Larry June, Financial Freedom, man.
Play that shit.
I'm smoked.
Heard Larry June. And just learned something. That did.
This shit 20.
For real, that's a freedom. I know you on that.
Beside, I'm dedicated, highly educated, moves calculated. When I spit these raps, it's like respiration. I come from an era where Cook Cope was the regulator. Candy house, nachos, pick up with some nuts later. You tryna talk numbers? Okay, cool. We can have a drink. My lawyer talk to yours, nigga. Let's see if this shit makes sense. You gotta take risks. Keep going, nigga, never quit. I'm humble cause the shit I've been through showed me shit is real. Damn, I need to get my shit together. I need 20.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of No U-Turn podcast. Me and my co-host, GB No Pressure, your boy Gula Get Rich, and like I said, one of the coldest creators I know. He actually an inspiration to me. I don't know if you know it or not. Like, the nigga alive. You know what I'm saying? My boy Paint Boy Gav, introduce yourself, bro.
I'm Paint Boy Gav, creator, business person, just all around, you know.
Master creator.
Happy
type of stuff going on.
Hey, you see these hairs, you know what I'm saying? You seen around the city.
Shot with
the nigga is cold, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan. I've been a fan before we even like linked up, before we really like. Lately we done vibed a lot more than usual, but every time I see him, I tell him, man, like, I've been a fan. Like, I'm a fan of your work.
When I met him, I'm like, man, I be seeing your stuff all the time. That's yours. I thought it was something from New York or something, California. I thought that's yours. I didn't know that was your brand.
Yeah, the nigga cold.
He definitely cold, though.
I super appreciate that, for sure.
Hey, man, so since I'm going to call you one of my favorite creators.
Right.
How'd you get your start?
So I'll say I got my start, to be transparent, probably from like my childhood. My mom, she's super creative. And my dad, I was raised by my stepdad. And my stepdad, he not so much creative in the aspect of just like art and stuff, but he creative in the aspect of he's going to do his own thing and have his own style, in which he allowed me to do because he raised me up from like pretty much birth. So when I'm getting dressed or whatever, it's pretty much like, oh, just let him do him, like, you know what I'm saying? And if it looked too tacky or something, he'll tell me like, you know, hey, bro, go change that. But for the most part, I just grew up in a free upbringing where I was able to kind of create and
find yourself types. I feel that.
And by the time I had met people, like outside in the streets, it's like niggas was already saying I talk white, but that's not even nothing. You know what I'm saying? I live in the hood, so we not really tripping about that.
Where you from though? Like, where you
from? Miami, Florida.
Dade County.
You 305?
Hey, Ranger. That's where I grew up at.
Okay.
Hey, when he told me it was 305, like, we was in the shop one day. He was like, I'm from, you know how you talk funny. I'm from Miami. Nigga, where the dreads at? Where the goals at? But hey, he's still
got that hustle though, that ambition.
Nah, it's super ambitious.
I seen that.
He's super ambitious, and like I said, like, I respect him a lot from basically the first time I ever seen him. Like, before we even start talking and vibing, like, your shit dope, bro.
Facts.
Appreciate that.
Nah, I think you big. To me, you big.
Right. And that's so much dope with. I kind of like didn't really think I was as big as I was because I never been in a mindset to
I just told
shit on
that. I just told you that. I just said, I said, bro, you really hold more weight than you think, bro. Like, bro, you don't just got no regular stuff you doing.
Yeah.
Regular knowledge, like what you got going on. Like, people ain't just doing that every day. Now, I learned a lot from you talking to you 10, 15 minutes. Right. Actually watching your movement, seeing what's going on. Like, you really, like our brother say, you cold for real.
And I found enjoyment, I feel like, out of that, what you said, like out of 10 to 15 minutes, if I could help somebody, like, or if I could just say something worthwhile, you know what I'm saying? Not in the aspect that I'm trying to be cool or whatever, but it's just like, like, what are we really here for?
You're making an impression on
somebody. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we really here for? It's like, whether you talk to me again or not, you see me on a billboard a million years from now, you like, damn, I met this nigga and he told me something that one time I did meet him. You know what I'm saying? And like, life kind of got me away from that mindset because, you know, sometimes you go through thinking like, I'm helping niggas too much or this, like, and I'm here to say I don't think you can help a nigga too much. You know what I'm saying? You might expose information that you didn't want to expose, but at the rate of it, you know, that's why you know it. Whether you know it or not, you learned it to kind of put somebody else on, because can't nobody really take from what you got going on.
They still can't do it like you though. Like you take them
for sure
in the game, like
for
showing certain stuff. They still got to have the same makeup you got. You got the same ambition, the same hustle. You still got to have all that. You can tell. You can put it in their face though. But they ain't got it in them. It ain't in them.
Most people not gonna do nothing with it.
Right. So that was just something big, and I'm just happy that like I am able to, because it's like I be at the bar and I know that I'm telling people something that could change whatever they doing instantly. And they like so, like, you know, grateful for it. And it's like, man, shit. I realized God ain't put me through all of this to just be a dickhead about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even worth all that. Cause
Hey, one of my mentors told me before, like, you obligated to kick it down.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Like, he told me, like, if you see somebody that can benefit off the information, you got to kick it down. And when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
Right.
I feel it. So how you started, bro? I know you do. First, I thought you was just doing like graphic design.
Right.
Like,
So
man got merch and all type of stuff.
how it started was, again, all back in high school. So I was pretty big at quarterback back in high school.
Oh my
Don't
God.
start that, bro.
I got
Here go the shot.
I'm not gonna receive.
Here go the shot.
It's because my dad had just sent me something laughing like, nigga, you made me waste all my goddamn money on this sport. You know, I got a couple of newspapers or whatever. I'm valid. You know what I'm saying?
You play football on day?
Yeah.
Football.
Come on, don't make me go
Nah,
to Texas.
I'm saying.
Fine. I got a couple of newspapers out there. Pull them up.
So just go ahead and put this for the people. Tell them how tall you is and how much you weigh.
I am about 5'11", about 140 something.
So you fast. So you got to be lightning fast to be quarterback at that time.
Yeah, especially in Miami, and I got quite a few concussions. You know, for sure. Ain't no rap about that. You can ask any of my friends. It used to be one of the funniest things ever. But long story short, when I was playing quarterback and all that, I didn't hang with the football players. I used to hang with my other homies. Shout out like Dino, Joey, Ogle. All my friends that I used to just be with, they were already making clothes. So imagine we in 12th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and they was getting their money together to go to the screen print shop to make their own clothes. Their brand was called Navajo at the time, and we 15, 16. And I just remember when they got it, I actually modeled for them. They gave me the shirt. But when I got it, I was like, y'all really did this. We be talking about this at lunch all day, and y'all really went by yourself to the print shop and got this made. So from there, I always had it in me that I wanted to do that. But again, something I tell people, something I really suffer with that I'm happy I got over, is I didn't want to be too perfect. Like I didn't think it was real that you could be scared of success, but it is real. Because at the end of the day, like I was a valedictorian in high school. I had straight A's growing up. So it's like, for me, again, I never wanted to shit on people. So it felt like, damn, I'm too good at everything. So if I'm good at football, I'm going to let them have the clothes. I ain't going to just start asking them about clothes and shit, because they going to feel like I'm stepping in their boundary. You know what I'm saying? But as I go on with life, like, that's not even real, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you good at it, do it. And if the people are offended about how good you at it, they not your real friends. They don't really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you shouldn't limit your capabilities of what you can really do
based on somebody
else, bro. And that's when I had to realign my circle, because some people will support that you doing every single thing if you doing it correctly. A real friend would be like, oh, yo, you moving a little too fast. You should, you know what I'm saying? That was going good. But if I'm handling that great, and I went to this, that's great, and I went to this, there's no reason a friend should support whatever you change or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's really where I got my first creative start of that. My graduation, I had a little trunk party. I had made a couple bands, and I took that and went and bought a camera. So camera work was really my first thing. I bought that camera. I went to South Beach. That's where I was shooting at. I met a dude named Thaddeus.
A lot of marketing in South Beach.
Yeah. So what I used to do is I would just take pictures, and Instagram wasn't really bubbling like that at the time, but I would just take pictures. Because I had read a quote as soon as I bought my camera, and it was just like, no matter what you do, shoot every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was on. I was shooting every day. And when I met Dad, I was walking up and down, and I see this dude with like a he had this big camera. One I knew cost a couple bands. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was wondering if it was straight.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Want me to start over?
No, keep.
Oh, all right.
I ain't.
No, that's what we need in a podcast. Keep it organic. You know what I'm saying?
I was wondering, was his mic too far away? That's really the question.
When is it somewhere in the middle of it?
Okay.
All right, yeah, for sure.
You breaking the roof.
Right? But long story short, so I bought that camera and I went to South Beach and I was out there shooting, and I meet this guy named Thad, and I literally had the camera probably about 2 weeks, but anytime I buy something, I'm always like reading a ton before. So probably in those first 3 or 4 days, I figured out the kinks, and I'm figuring out my style by the time I'm on South Beach. So he meets me, he like, bro, you what you doing out here? I'm like, I'm just shooting, taking pictures. He like, you want to work? I'm like, shit, you know what I'm saying? What's up? He's like, all right, I shoot at the clubs. I think the first club, if I'm not mistaken, was probably like Story or something, man. And he sends me, and then I take the pictures or whatnot, I send it back to him. He's like, nah, all right, bet, we good. So after that, he started booking me. I'm in transitioning from 12th grade to go to college. So I got that one summer. So that's what I was doing that summer, taking pictures. And then it was big people too, man. Like, that dude had Big Tigger come pick me up from my crib all the way in the Ranger. I was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So I did Big Tigger birthday. I was like at Story with Diddy and all of that. So I think I kind of manifested the fact that shit could happen outside of the norm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was coming back home and editing stuff, and my mom like, boy, you need a summer job. I'm like, man, paying me. She's like, I feel you, but I want you to stay focused on school. Then she see me editing like the Ciroc New Year's party. She's like, you did that?
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah,
you know, you doing something, but you still need to go to school.
Something you just said real quick, a lot of people feel like they too big. You say how you was out there shooting. First, you was out there just on the scrim.
Right.
Just shooting.
Right.
You wasn't getting paid for that at first.
Right.
A lot of people like, why ain't, I know like some people like, I ain't rapping unless I get this. You just started, bro.
Man.
Why ain't trying to hear you? Like, you gotta get it away first.
I had that talk with a
in
lot
the
of
universe.
people, bro. Money fucks up a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, not even to bring race or anything, that's why you'll see that white kid or that Asian kid, or even more so the lame kid, they gonna make it because the cool person gonna come and say how much I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And I've been guilty of both sides of it. The times I actually shut the hell up and just do it, or just come with good intentions and bring my value forth. I probably made the most money I ever made in my life. Hey, I didn't even ask about the money. I didn't know how much I was getting paid. I enjoyed the project so much before it even started. I said, yo, this is what we can do. This is how we can do it. And at the end of it, it's like, yo, bro, so this is what we can offer you. And this is that. You know, sometimes you might get offered way less than you thought, but that's the thing of operating with expectations. You know what I'm saying?
I read that in Russell Simmons' book. I think the first or second book. He was like, you cook. Like, if you rap, just, you need to be doing that every day. Like how you say, dude tell you to shoot every day.
Right.
You need to be doing that every day. You're going to get noticed. You're going to get picked up. You're going to get the motion. You're going to get the traction you actually looking for when you just keep on doing. But you keep waiting till I ain't doing until I get a chance. Imagine you would have waited till I ain't doing until I get paid first.
Right.
So you would still be somebody going to South Beach, somebody shooting on South Beach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What Rick Ross said.
Oh, I forgot too.
Well, when I show up, if I'm a photographer, when I show up,
Yeah.
I'm shooting.
Right.
So tell us this: how you get the name Paint?
Paint Boy
Alright,
Gav.
so that actually didn't come from me. When I was in college, I went to UCF. I had a group of homies, my boy Derek, Carl, and they used to listen to Lil B. So it was something called like the Bass Guys. And however it go, one day we was just chilling, smoking, and they was like, man, shit, we finna be the Paint Boys. I was like, man, shit, that's what I guess. Fuck it, I'll be Paint Boy Gav, you know what I'm saying? Then they all had names, and funny story about that is, not even to put like a bad taste of whatever to them, because they all still my friends to this day and love them to death, but I'm the only Paint around. So we all...
I'm the last Paint.
Yeah. So we all started as Paint, but what happened was, and it's just something, it's crazy when I look back into that time, I could have applied that to how life would go. And what happened was I was in a group with them, and at the time I was getting a little money, I was hustling, doing whatever. So I had more money than like most college people. And I was so, how can you say it? I was so piped up at the time because I'm like, yo, we could really do something. Whatever y'all need, I got the money, let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? But it was more so they kept procrastinating to the point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Then I started doing clothes. Then next thing you know, I changed my Instagram to Paint Boy Gav, and now niggas is calling me Paint, et cetera, et cetera. Now that's growing while it's going left for them. And then as it started to grow, they actually like tried to have a sit down with me, like, yo, bro, so we gave you the name, so you kind of owe us this, that, and like, nah, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't nothing flawed.
You put them hours in, they stay believe in the vision, like.
And it's like I'm not asking none of y'all to change y'all names from Paint Boy, and I'm the only one who actually bring validity to this group.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all could build off of what I did if you like, but I won't speak up and just co-sign it.
Bobby Brown.
Right.
That's dope. So you went to school after once you graduated. So what happened? They recruit you for football?
No, I was valedictorian.
They tried to switch you to receiver.
Hell no. I wasn't trying to play football. The day I knew I wasn't playing football, it was raining down in Miami, and I wasn't trying to put my face in the mud. Like we had like a stretch that was down, and my coach was like, "You think you're a superstar? Just push my face in the mud." And I just remember my face being so close. I was like, "Never again will a nigga tell me what to do like that." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was just it for me in football. Like, I still remember the day, and cause I'm like, I can't live a whole life like this. I'm gonna go to college. These niggas gonna tell me what to do after that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
so in your experience, how you made your first dollar?
oh, I was selling air fresheners first. That was about 6th grade. This website called Centerflex. My stepdad put me on and gave me money to start it. Shit, I was bullshit. My hustle was fucked up. Man, I was taking that bread. I forgot what I was doing with the bread. But he would send all his people from the job to come. I was getting them for like $8, selling them for $20. I don't know if you ever seen them. It was the air fresheners in the big bag where they used to put the permanent marker on the back. To cross off the website, so niggas couldn't go to the website.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Once you said that, I remember that for sure.
So I used to be in my room crossing them out. My dad knew somebody who gave him a plug on the website under the thing.
Yeah.
So then that's when I had first started. Then I transitioned into iPhones. I had started buying a lot of iPhones.
What you went to school for? You said when you said what you went.
Man, sadly, and I'll tell anybody watching this, before you go to college, you should go to college for what you want to go for. I wanted to go to college for business administration. It's the only thing I ever wanted to go to school for. My mom drilled in my head that business administration was too vague of a degree. Not knowing who I would be or who I would become, because right now I would have been working probably for some big company with an MBA or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But so she switched my major to engineering. Worst decision ever.
What big companies you work for?
No, I'm saying if I did MBA, I mean, I still ended up working for big companies.
Oh.
I worked for N1 salary based, and I did a couple things for Nike just on the side. I've done stuff for like Diddy, a lot of record labels, a lot of big artists.
I seen like that time I asked you about the No Pressure logo.
Right.
I already had one, but I said I feel like you were missing something.
Right.
In like 5 minutes, you had to put it on there, add this. I think we should do that. So your creative mind, I seen it just that fast, bro. Like for instance, I could see you work for them, adding to their creative side of their to their brand and stuff. You feel me? Like even your stuff, you be coming up. Like I watch your page. Like I got the hoodie on, really have emotion. Like okay, boom. Next week you got a whole new slogan, a whole new brand out there. You just really have emotion,
it's
me?
endless.
Right, your creativity is dope. It's real. I like that.
I appreciate it.
I got some of the same experience with them actually that helped me with some. That shit took I want to say 6 minutes, but that was too long. That bit took it took longer to cut the computer on.
Exactly.
By the time I cut the computer on and here you go, what you think?
Right.
I think that bitch street.
Out of me, I better what it's way, but I could do it the whole 2 weeks.
Right.
So you ever collaborated with any other brands, like clothing brands, artists?
So I try to collaborate. I haven't collaborated with a clothing brand yet. I don't know. I feel like I'm at the level too, but I just haven't done it yet for whatever reason. Artists, yes, I've done Rod Wave. Golden Boy Count Up, Bobby Fish Scale.
Yeah, I seen that the Rich Off Bubble. That was Golden Boy.
Yeah, that was good.
And I seen what Bobby had. Bobby had the
Rich Off Fish.
Rich Off Fish. I seen.
Yeah.
You know, I think you told me about Rod, whatever, and you were saying you did a whole bunch and some of it just went left or some I forgot the details.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really say it went left. And to be like, if anybody wants to get into that scope of business, it's just you gotta know. Okay, so the biggest quote I learned in that business is, when I was a child, I acted as a child, and when I became a man, I put away
Childish things.
Right. That's the biggest thing I learned in business, period, and especially in the music business, right? Because what happened was, it put me in not a dark space, but it put me in a space where I was less reluctant to help people. But it just comes back to say of taking accountability for all your actions. So it's not that the business or anything went left or right. It's just on an accountability factor, I didn't handle what I needed to handle legally and structurally from a business structure. You know what I'm saying? And that was amongst all people. I just think...
See what you did right there? That's hard. Putting that mirror in your face and taking accountability for your own action. Right. A lot of people always try to blame, oh, he did that. But when you do that, take accountability for your own actions first, you can move forward.
Man, and I think people don't understand that's the only way you're going to move forward. Because, you know, like, it might be a time in my brain where I'm like, fuck, man, what I could have did with that money. But at the end of the day, is like, what you going to do with the money you got and the money you get? You know, it's like, taking accountability. It's exactly what you said.
One of my mentors told me before, he said, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate.
Right.
I agree.
That was so cold. Yeah. And that helped me in a lot of areas in life, because sometimes when you silent, I consider myself silent.
Right.
I'm gonna do you right every time.
Right.
So plenty of times I've done business on a handshake or verbal because I know who I am.
Yeah.
But that don't mean the other party has to adhere to those same rules.
Yeah, exactly.
So in business, you have to protect yourself.
Right.
So you get what you negotiate. So the accountability he took, like, at the end of the day, you get what you negotiate means if the paperwork ain't right,
get that paper right.
Or
right, rappers, whatever you doing, get that paper right. That paper got to be right.
Unless I'm saying you're not gonna be able to have gripes about it later because you didn't negotiate.
Still had the opportunity to make sure before you move forward. Like,
and my complex with that situation was so complex. Is like, if I wanted to, a majority of the world would blame other people. Like it did get to a point. It's nothing I could have done differently. But when it comes to it, it's something I could have done different. Just me being me and the stand-up person I am, I understand it's something I could have done. Regardless of how deep everything else was, it comes down to that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So sometimes we had a brief conversation on this before, but sometimes it's just not knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
It comes down to
ignorance, not bliss. Yeah. Even the law. When you be fighting, like doing law work and stuff, ignorance ain't no defense.
Yeah.
If you don't know, that's just on you.
Ain't no defense. The thing is more so, ignorance costs more money. That's what negligence is. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You neglected the fact of common sense, so now you owe me.
Yeah. And like, even myself, I find myself doing a lot of stuff, and I don't protect myself, but it's not to that magnitude where like the bite ain't gonna hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I expose myself, but
you know
the bite it's not gonna be, or I ain't gonna say that because when you enter something you think the best, but it hasn't.
Yeah.
I haven't been fouled to the point that I've been fouled.
And to go back to what I was saying about the complexity of wanting money and doing the work, that's something I have yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure that out so I can help other people, because what I said earlier will definitely contradict what we saying now. You know what I'm saying? The fact that do the work, people gonna look out and you're gonna be taken care of.
They ain't gonna look out.
But that's what I'm saying. And it has been times that I have done that and I did get looked out for appropriately. You know what I'm saying? And I try to balance the two parties and Yeah, sadly, it might be.
You typically, like, you just got caught in the Yahtzee. So, like, you was in a situation that worked out to a grand scale, and it don't always work out like that. Right. So now, like, in the eyes of your partners or the hood or your friends, it's gonna feel like a nigga owe you negligence, like you owe. Right. But when you get in the court, they probably gonna be more like where the paper
from an aspect. And I mean, I can't even disclose who I was talking to about the situation, but at the end of the day, and that's what it came down to. Like, bro, I'm a factual person. You know what I'm saying? I work on facts. I don't work on opinion. And when some people start breaking down the facts of like, yeah, that something happened, but factually nothing happened.
It definitely happened.
You know what I'm saying? But factually, when the court of law, and that's the thing, the court of law is not here to say you're wrong or you right, you did this, they did this. It's like, what can you prove actually happened?
That's number one rule.
After you proven it, why did it happen? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But the proving is number one. But when it get down to the litigation of separating money and the money aspect in the music industry realm, I feel like it's more so, before they get to the proving part, it's more so, did you take all necessary steps before that could have even happened?
So you got two courts. One is a real court and one is not. Right. So you got the court of law, which is contractual, ABC, this is how it go. Then right. You got the other court of public opinion. I'm not sure if you heard that before.
I haven't.
So sometimes, this is where it comes into play. Sometimes something, like somebody could do you wrong and have negligence.
Right.
And in the court of law, it won't stand up. But depending on who that person is, you could take them to the court of public opinion, which means exposing the situation.
They move, make a move.
And that will get them to...
Yeah.
People do that all the time. Hollywood, they play that all the time.
I battled with that night in and night out.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? No, I really did, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the situation was so big on me. But, like you said, as being solid and being stand-up, is like, what else do you have going at that rate? You know, like, that's what I have to really deep dive.
If you would have dwelled on that so long, you would still be running in the circle.
In the court, like that. It's just business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if I was handling it just business when I took it to the court of opinion, I would have did it. But I knew that my heart was to invest in it. It ain't just about the business. Yeah. It's more so me kind of being malicious or green. So that's why I avoided it. Anytime I feel that in my heart as I'm moving, if I'm about to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like, not even to sound crazy, you know, I always talking about slapping niggas. Like, if I want to slap you and I'm not mad about it, I'm going to hit you. Like, but if I'm really angry, I'm going to think about it. Because I know that I'm operating from a different thing. But if I'm laughing and shit, you really got me to a point where I just, you know, want to fight you or something, just funny playing around, then I'm down to fight. But if I'm mad, I'm not going to want to do it because I'm going to make sure, yo, are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's where the yoga too come in, because it's like, I've been doing this so much that my brain thinks before a lot of actions now. And I just caught it the other day. Like, I forgot what somebody said to me, and I was just like, you got it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as a man, think of that, what you're going to be, though. You picture it in your mind first, you're going to start seeing yourself doing it. Like,
hey, the Bible say, once you thought it,
yeah, then it happened.
Everything came from thought.
Yeah, everything came from thought. Though.
If you did it in the brain,
yeah, you can put it together. Like,
I'm saying you pretty much created it. Like, exactly. I'm saying, if we talking about, I don't like to talk about religion, but from what I know about religion, if you think about fornicating, you might as well did it. Yeah, because you're getting the same strike.
Getting the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And go back to the court, like how you said earlier. Like, number one rules of all courts, it ain't what you did, what you can prove, you feel me?
Yeah,
like, so
for sure.
You could be innocent, like, no damn white did nothing, but they lied, but you can't prove it. You got to weigh your options and see what's next on the table, because you going there just thinking, like, I know I ain't do that, can't do nothing to me, you'll be in trouble, you feel me? Like, you got to.
I'm going to say, like, just from what you told me about whatever I know about that situation, the way you handled it was probably similar to what I would have did.
Right.
Not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's just I probably would take a similar stance when it comes to
small player route. I agree.
Yeah.
Saying sometimes player don't always.
I gotta live, dog. You know what I'm saying? And 20 years from now, shit, I'm gonna still be millioned up. It's always like, why be a bitch about that? Because now when y'all see me and what I ended up doing is like, you remember what you did to me. And we can still do business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that ain't personal. Yeah, I'll make sure I have that paper right this time. So it's on point.
And it might be a lot different. It's like,
yeah. So going to something that we say a lot that it sounds cliche, but it's actually true. Stuff is not a loss; it's a lesson.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Nothing is a loss. Nothing.
It's a lesson. So the jewels that you picked up from,
and you learn from it, it's a lesson. It's a loss if you don't learn from it. Like you would do it again, but you learn from it.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about keep touching the stove. I'ma just figure that you're not gonna touch that stove again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that bit hot. You know it's hot.
What does Paint Boy Gav got coming? And what can we expect from Paint Boy Gav in the not so distant future?
I mean, honestly, bro, and I think this the interview probably I first ever said it. I don't think I feel like Paint Boy Gav is kind of restrictive as far as like what people know me for. And in that aspect, it's just more so like we was talking about earlier, is me going a little more distant into real business. And not to discredit clothing brands, like, yeah, it's great money. I've been living off of this for a lot of years. I got a lot of, it's just so automated on the collection side of it. It's just that, it's like when Pharrell want to go work on BBC. You know what I'm saying? He left rap to go work on clothes. So I don't think I'm going to leave clothes, but I plan to like dive into a new area. Because the clothes is automated. I got that going. That brand's going to keep scaling up. Just more so going into real business, man. Like we were saying, real estate and what I didn't mention to you is when I go into these places, it's more so still from a creative aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I could find a place and turn it into, because I'm into creative business, and that's just what it is for me. So as I dip and dabble into other things, and maybe even DJing again, and just getting into more stuff that just release limitations upon me as being the merch guy. Like, I'd rather have the merch company than me be the merch guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, which are both fine for right now, because I like I was saying in one of my other previous conversations, is that you kind of don't get to pick who you are in the eyes of other people unless your actions will determine who you are in the eyes of other people. You know what I'm saying? So as far as that, I know people only see me for clothes, but like shit, I start posting anything else, they'll see me for that. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of it, I have learned sometimes when building an audience and brand, people could get lost if you didn't have a solid foundation for one. But I think I have such a solid foundation that you'll know me already, that you'll trust my next step if I do it correctly.
Completely. Yeah. So it's even like with me, boy, I done
right.
I done a million things for real.
30 days, you switch. Right. Bro, I thought you were just over here doing that.
Anyway, with opportunity, I did a million things. So with people who believe in me, they don't trip when I step in another direction, right, because it's the foundation solid. You know you ain't gonna get no bullshit from Goop. I'm gonna tell you like it is, and I'm gonna try it till it work, like in different situations. So with that being said, what advice would you have for up and coming or aspiring clothing designer?
I would say learn what you want to be in the clothing business. And when I say that, do you want to be a designer or do you want to own a clothing business? Those are two different things. The clothing business is going to pay the designer. And yes, you can be both, but you need to understand the business. And what I say by that is, like, I meet tons of people who like, yo, I'm starting this brand. Yo, I got the heat press. I got this, that. And I be like, that shit's cool, you know, and you can only get so far, but don't even start it like that. You got the wrong idea about any brand. You know, like just like that interview, the Talones kids, that's the right idea. You starting a clothing business. If you want to print clothes, then you go do that. Right, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. But when you want to start a brand, my advice would be get some money. Don't think this is going to be your money. It took me quite a while for this to be my money. Like, I don't do nothing else but clothes. But that wasn't how it always used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like it got to a point I used to work all weekend making a website, drop the site, shit don't sell nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Damn. But I didn't give up and I kept trying, and it sounds so cliche, but I seriously did because I kept taking accountability. Like, okay, maybe I didn't have this in the right place. Maybe I didn't have that in the right place. Let me try this differently. Let me try that. So like I said, I think clearly assess where you want to be, then assess what you need. And then that's as far as money, a graphic designer, a print shop, a place to ship. You know, start getting all that together from one. Excuse me. So if it does pop, you're able to scale and never look back. A lot of people scale, get 100 orders, and now you got
you can't do it all at once. You can't do it all by yourself.
30, 40 chargebacks because you ain't never was prepared for this. You never even talked to the person who print your clothes. And if you print it, you never printed 100 shirts.
Yeah.
Now you in a bind. And then so basically that, you know.
What designer most inspired you?
Fucking.
Or your top, just say your top three designers.
I'll do both. The designer that inspired me the most is probably Joe Freshgoods. It's this cat out of Chicago, and Joe Freshgoods inspired me so much because I had made that trap hat with the Nike. Then when they hit me with whatever they hit me with and took my bread, they did the same as Joe Freshgoods, but his was on a way bigger scale. But all to come to today that Joe Freshgoods is one of the biggest collab creators of this time. Like if you see how the New Balances are coming back, that's all pretty much Joe Freshgoods. You know what I'm saying?
I never heard. I gotta check him out.
Yeah, so he did the Kyrie ones. Not Kyrie. I'm so sorry. What's the dude? Damn, from the Raptors, I believe. I don't know if he still play for them. Huh? With the braids, Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. So he did the New Balances for him. He did a new era for the he created a fitted for the White Sox up in Chicago. I think that's Chicago. I don't know baseball. But yeah, it's just like those type of collabs motivate me, bro, because I know about the space of the business and I know how hard it is to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's 1,000+ emails easily. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in the hell you closing a deal from a single black entrepreneur creative.
Yes.
Chicago White Sox. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I can only imagine what's until there. And even more so to ensure that he gets paid anything. You know what I'm saying? Because what the White Sox will really say is, nigga, we the White Sox.
Hey, we going back to you get what you negotiate.
You know, and I just love the fact that he's able to get there and say, I'm Joe Freshgoods. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might know him, but like I said, it's money, power, respect. And he probably from his previous project, I don't know his financials or whatnot, but from his previous project, he probably got enough money to turn down what don't make sense. Yes. Now he got, and that equates to the power. And if it does happen, that it equates to respect because he getting deals that nobody else would get. Yeah, you get it.
You saying that though, it's a perfect point though. Like how you say you going to something else.
Right.
I was gonna say earlier, like ain't no way you should quit, cause bro, you got it. Like,
right.
You know what
I think you got it.
Like I ain't even trying to be
bringing them saying like going into.
Nah, look, your whole creative, your brand, your stuff you be coming out with, it be coming up with it.
And like I said, I don't think it's more so of quitting clothes. It's more so like structuring after Joe Freshgoods. Not that I want to be like him, but I seen Joe fucking heat pressing shirts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To grow into him having a storefront, which he closed.
So he know the business, how you said, learn the whole business. Man, like one time, I was talking to you, you was like, no, get this quality shirt, because this one better, last one got the more design. Look, like you knew top to bottom, like what shirts work for what and what not, you feel me?
Right. A lot of people don't say no because they can't. They think about what they got to fix at the crib, they family. We back. They thinking about their family. They thinking about shit. What I could do with this money right now. You know what I'm saying? And like, so that's one. Outside of Joe, I got some homies from down south. Felt my boy Costa. His brand is fire. And he collab with Japanese brands. He got an MLB collab too. And we just from the same area as far as just Miami and growing up together. So. That's him, and I think the third. I don't really. Oh, actually, I like this kid down south too called Filthy. It's Filthy Clothing. I don't know his name. I think it's Jerry, to be, if I ain't mistaken. But I like his brand because it's just authentic and it's unique. You know what I'm saying? He not trying to ride nobody else's way.
No big mainstream designer.
I mean, Nah, I mean, because at the end of the day, I think another thing people gotta like y'all be looking up to people that's just weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know no big designers, to be honest. And like in the space of just creating clothes. Actually, shout out to Cass too. I don't know if y'all know Cass from Colorful Moolah. I think he's from out in Orlando, to be honest. But he did the Glow Gang thing. I don't know if everybody's seen that.
Oh yeah. Glow Gang. Yeah,
so he's just so creative.
Glow
that.
Is that where he did something with? Yeah, exactly.
That's
Glow Gang.
Another point though, you know, we so caught up in like get a designer brand. They made that, but it's the same process that designers did and got there the same way. They think just because this Louis, Gucci, All-White, whatever the brand is, like, that means, but it getting made the same as that way or started the same that way till they scaled it up, then automated to like bigger factories and companies with the same
actually
brand.
just go to brands, bro. You know, you gotta build a brand, and that's, you know, my boy Ant who do the Google ads, we was talking because he was like, bro, I done done ads for clothes. Shit, when we do your ad, it's a little different, but because once even if you reel them in, now they come to my page and it's like, oh shit, this nigga do all this? It's validity behind each piece. It's like, if you wear this hat out, and I always tell people that about my brand when they start in clothes and shit, it's like, my clothes got a transactional value, right? Even if they don't know me, you gonna get a conversation out of most of the stuff I make.
For sure.
Whether it say, Jesus love hustlers, I'm not buying these hoes anything, make a play. However it go, I always make stuff that you gonna read, and what people don't understand. If I read your shirt, right, and that's why I put it small on the front, big on the back, because most people are scared to look you in your face and stare at your shirt because it's weird, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm behind you, though, I'm gonna read it, and by the time I finish reading, because I always put the best part in fine print, if you could tell, by the time you finish reading it, in your subconscious, you feel so guilty, you gotta tap that person and be like, yeah, that shirt is hard. Because I done read the whole shirt, so I feel weird if I gotta at least say the shirt was cool. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like.
One thing you said it slid by, I don't know how relevant it is, when you was talking about the Nike, you had the Nike hat and somebody took some bread.
Yeah, I don't know if it was directly from Nike. I would like to think so. At that time, I didn't get this cease and desist to my email. I got cease and desist from Chanel, though, actually. I forgot what I mean. But the thing was, PayPal had sent it on behalf of Nike. And I think I had, like, at the time, bro, I was just on the come. I think I had, like, 14,000 something in my PayPal. And they froze all of it, bro. I was sick. Sick to my stomach. But
all the proceeds came from Nike. It was for other stuff, too.
Nah, it was them damn hats. It wasn't, I mean, it was, yeah, shit. It was a Nike sign that said trap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so
if I was starting a brand next week, like, what would be my place to, like, what you just selling to people hitting your Instagram or people just calling you, like, how would you reach
more people? If you start a brand next week, it depends on who you are. You know, because at the end of the day, some people could start one tomorrow and make tons of money, or some people could not do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, my clothes sell, not to be conceited, but it has something to do with me. You know, man, even the ones who don't know me, the brand's already associated with me, because believe it or not, people gonna go figure out certain shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And they know how to put two and two together. Like, if I order late or something, they gonna come find my real Instagram and come DM me, like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, and I be like, yo, you know, sometimes I answer, sometimes I be like, yo, just go back to the page.
The power of the internet.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I try to not advise, and I don't deal with everybody when it comes to helping with brands and business, because some people just don't got it. And before I sit here and tell you and explain to you why you don't got it, I'd rather just keep it moving.
Some people can't take that constructive criticism too. They take it offensive, like, oh, you hating,
and then
like you telling them something.
And I'll take your money, but at the end of the day, that's not even where I'm at. Like, I ain't trying to take, because it's just more of a bigger, sorry about that. It's more of a bigger headache for me, for you to come back and, this shit ain't working, this ain't working. When from the start, I knew it wasn't gonna work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's
well, even the greats, like, so just to say a point, even the greats get told it ain't nothing. Think about this. Steve Jobs went to Nokia with the iPhone.
Right.
They told him to kick rocks.
Yeah.
Who got a Nokia?
That nan person in the world, I'll tell you that.
The last time you seen it. So somebody just out the blue say, hey man, we got these phones with buttons. He say, hey man, I want to make a phone that's all screen.
Yeah, ain't nobody never did it, so it sounds crazy.
Yeah, so even saying that to say with even other entrepreneurs in whatever area you go in, even when you get no's, like no's is not the end. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in it, you could push through, but you do want to. You could work on having a better product.
You could learn from the no too, cause somebody tell you no, like why you told me. I want to know why you told me no. You feel me?
Just like the dude from The Ring. I don't know if you know the Ring camera story. He went to he went to Shark Tank and he was like,
You know what I'm saying? That bit a billion. Somebody who bought it.
Who ain't got one?
I don't even.
Who ain't got no ring?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a staple. So like, never give up. All right.
I think Nas did that. Yeah.
Man, you get ready to get out of that.
The podcast called No
No
U-Turn.
U-Turn,
Right? That's the name of the podcast. That's our movement. That's like our mindset. So at what point you was in your life where you couldn't go back that way, you couldn't turn around, you couldn't do no U-turn, you had to keep going forward?
Oh, all right. Damn, that's real. Okay. So we could go out with a bang. Shit. Fucking, like I said, I was valedictorian, bro. So it was very heavily that my mom, I was supposed to come straight to school, gradually get a job. And I feel her though, cause like her background was pretty much poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, dad's like a crackhead type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, I had to get older to understand, like, she's my best friend now, and it's so crazy. It wasn't always rebellion, it's just miscommunication. Sometimes people don't understand people. And it's like, all she wanted was for me to be secure, because she know what comes from insecurity. That comes from dependency on drugs, dependency. Because, bro, it take a lot to be broke and not want to go do something illegal. If you're a real hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if you soft and you just fucked up and you want to sit there and cry, I ain't never been that type. Like I said, I've been selling iPhones. So shit, my boy coming with a good enough plan. All I will hear is the fact I ain't coming to get you out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Number one. And number two, like, you gotta just, that shit is like, that shit is a total U-turn. You know, just running to the streets just for money and shit. That's what I learned. Yeah. But to go to it is like, I lost all my scholarships, right? And when I lost all my scholarships, I had to pay cash for school. And I think I had tried to talk to my mom, bro, and she said she wasn't gonna talk to me no more until I graduated college. And she stood on that shit for about, I ain't talked to my mom for months, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's like, sing to college just to go make some shirts. Like, Gavin, you didn't have to go to college for that. Like, if that's what you wanted to do, you could have stayed here and I could have just helped you do that. But like, what are you doing? So at that point, I knew I couldn't go back because I ain't have to prove nothing, but I had to prove, well, you're right, I had to prove to myself. I didn't have to prove to nobody else. I'm like, I'm straight, I'm gonna show her, like, and it wasn't about showing her. By the time, like, to better explain how deep this was, when I was in Europe, my mom thought I was playing. Like, I like, Mom, I'm in Paris. How the hell you get to Paris? I'm like, I told you I'm on tour doing the calls. Next question, what about school? I was like,
Europe.
In Paris.
It's like, and I tell anybody that too, bro, like, parents ain't the final answer, but at that time, I was taking care of myself. So don't be disrespectful to your parents and I'm doing this, that. Just know I was taking care of myself and I was making my own decisions. But at the same time, it's like,
you seen your vision too. You seen your vision.
Nobody know what you trying to do, and I tell you that from the bottom of your heart. Nobody, bro. Even my stepdad, that's my real best friend. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? He taught me everything. That's who I rely on for anything. And even him, son, you know I fought with you, but I need you to go back to college. Like, nah, on the real story, I had threw college away, bro. I had spent all my money. I told my dad, like, I can't, bro. Like, I can't do this shit. I keep spending $5,000 every goddamn semester. That's a zero return on investment for me because I know I'm not finna use this shit, you know? And then once I drop it, nigga, I'm out. I still gotta buy the books.
Yeah.
And I had to hustle up this 5 bands. Yeah. Like, that's idiotic, you know what I'm saying? When I sit back and think, it wasn't, because Lord knows what my parents sacrificed for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a small sacrifice for that. But long story short, man, I tried to quit, and my dad gave me the bread. And I know he wasn't even up like that. He said, son, if it ain't nothing the nigga never asked you to do, I need you to finish college. That's just for me. You get what I'm saying? And that was also another turning point when I got back in school. That was a turning point for that. Like, okay, let me get back in school, and I'm not gonna quit.
So at the end of the day, parents want the best for you.
Right.
Yeah, fact.
And when I graduated high school, I told my parents I was gonna cut hair. that shit did not go well.
Right.
I'm saying my career went astounding, but that conversation I had with my parents, you gonna cut hair?
And yeah, I don't think it ever will. And it's something that, I don't know, I often think about this, will I change that with my kid? Right? Because the thing is, if you change it though,
It could, I get what you
it can
saying.
fuck you up. Because dude, when I tell you that shit ain't gonna work, are you still gonna do it? That's what I want to see in my kid. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause at the end of the day, if I tell you it don't work, the next nigga gonna go outside and tell you it ain't gonna work.
So your parents want the best for you. School is safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go to school, I could pretty much tell you how much money you gonna make, where you gonna work, and you're not gonna be a bum.
Right.
Yeah.
When you step into this entrepreneur space, everybody not built for that.
No.
So your parents do that because they want the best for you. I told my mom I was gonna cut hair, and my mom said go to the military. My daddy said I can get you a job at Disney.
Oh, don't start there. My mom said she could give me a job at McDonald's. That's nuts. I had look her up. I say, Mom, look, no disrespect, man, to nobody working at McDonald's. I remember like yesterday, and it's just like, you gotta know yourself. I was 14, 15. I said, Mom, I'm not finna be in there, because at the end of the day, it wasn't, I don't know if it was more so me worried about people coming in. It just ain't fitting what I got going on. I already know I could sell these damn iPhones. This nigga make $10 an hour.
I'm saying our parents come from an era where
My mom worked at McDonald's. She
I'm saying that's all they know.
She gonna do what she know will work.
Right.
So don't tell you what she feels. Say she gonna regret it. Like if she don't tell you do the wrong thing, now she gonna blame herself. Cause we always gonna blame ourselves with our kids. When
Right.
we do the wrong stuff.
Right.
So even with my daughter, I don't like. I told my daughter like I want her to go to school. Like you finish school,
I
but
think,
if
yeah,
my
I think
daughter
she
say,
bullied the school shit for sure.
I'm saying she came home and say I want to be a creative. I'm saying I'm a backer.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I set my life up so far that it'll be hard for them not to be okay.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
And I think your hard work grants that next generation that. I just told my boy, like, I plan to be so rich. You might think I'm tripping. Bro, my son not finna do none of that shit. If I'm gonna say, go get the grass cut. If he go pick up the lawnmower, I probably slap him upside his head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, go get the credit card, call the lawn service people, and get, what the fuck
Hey.
you cut grass for? We
So,
do not cut grass.
I'm gonna say this and then we gonna get ready to get out of here.
Right.
One time, me and my dad, I'm saying I love my dad with everything I got, and it's nobody in the world I want to disappoint. Like my dad mean the world to me. So it's funny with the grass thing. My daddy told me one day to cut the grass. Yeah, I'm a barber. Like I'm making probably $1,200 a week at 19.
Right.
But I'm still at home. Don't get it twisted. Most of my friends making $300 a week. My dad say, cut the grass. I was like, Dad, you want the grass cut or you want me to cut it? Because you want the grass cut, that's nothing to talk about. You want me to cut the grass, you're probably going to have to kick me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say I ain't cutting the grass, but I'm not cutting the grass.
You got those shoes to cut grass.
So my dad later told me, like, you know, that's when he figured out I was a man.
Right.
That's the first time he looked at me as a man, because I didn't defy what he said, but that's the first time I didn't just do what he said.
Yeah.
You know, I had my own, I'm going to get the grass cut. If you ask me to cut the grass, I'm going to get the grass cut. But I'm probably not finna go out there and cut the grass. So, hey, that was, thank y'all for tuning in to our podcast with my, like I said, a young creator that I really,
Paint Boy Gav.
I'm gonna say I admire this guy from the first time I seen him.
You our first guest too, so
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like, you the first guest on No U-Turn, dude.
All right. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll have more stuff with you. And remember, no U-turn.
Next time.
Oh, you
Go.